there, I'm Ken, and you're watching Kilt Can Cook, the Scottish cooking channel that encourages young women to have the confidence and competence they need to conquer the kitchen. Oh, today's a great episode because I could taste it. That's right, because it was sweet, I could taste the whole thing, which means I can tell you right off the bat, it's fantastic. And just in case my taste buds were lying to me, I had run it by several different friends, just in case, and they all loved it. So, Creme Brulee. I was having a barbecue with some friends. My best mate's girl, Emmie, she brings over dessert. She brings Creme Brulee. And she puts the little sugar on top. She hits it with the torch. I love this thing. Isn't it fantastic? I should never have fire. Anyway, she makes creme brulee. It's fantastic. It's delicious. I love it. I ask her, how do you make it? She says, oh, it's real simple and I don't even know how to bake. And I think, neither do I. And if she doesn't know how to bake and I don't know how to bake and we are still able to do it, I can almost guarantee that if you follow our instructions, you probably will be able to do it yourself. Creme brulee. I love it. You're gonna love it. Let's be about it, shall we? Alright, we're going to start by setting our oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I have no idea what that is in Celsius. Good luck to you. Next we're going to take a quart of heavy cream and set that to boil. This is going to take a few minutes, and then we're going to reduce the temperature once it starts boiling and turn it off all heat, cover it with the lid, let it sit. I'm also going to add 8 to 10 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You can use a vanilla bean if you like, but those are very expensive. I searched 4 different grocers, couldn't find it. We are going to take 6 eggs and separate the egg white from the egg yolk. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to crack the egg right in the middle and use the 2 halves of the egg shell to just kind of play the egg yolk and egg white back and forth till we get all that egg white out and can separate the egg yolk. If you have weans, this is a great way for them to participate in the whole process. Don't worry if they mess up, just have a whole dozen eggs ready. For instance, look, I messed up. And you know what, you can try to fish it out with a spoon or something, but sometimes it doesn't quite work. That's fine. You got extra eggs, use them. Remember, 6 egg yolks. The egg white you can make an omelette out of if you want. I don't, I'm just going to toss it, because egg white omelettes are disgusting. Now we're going to blend this with a half cup of sugar, and we're going to blend it until it's nice and lighter in colour. Very nice. Now remember what I said, once it's boiling, we're going to turn the heat off for about 15 minutes and just let it sit there. Good, with the lid on, of course. Now that it's cooled down a wee bit, we are going to stir it into our egg yolk mixture. We want it to cool down because we don't want our egg yolks to curdle, to cook, because that would be disgusting. This gives it a nice creamy texture and flavour. Now you see those bowls on the side? Those are called ramekins. I got them at the World Market for $1 each. Very cheap. We're going to put them into a 9x13 pan and fill it, you know, maybe a centimetre to the top. Just like so. Then we're going to take some hot water, mind you hot water, out of the tap if you got it, and we're going to fill the pan until halfway up the ramekins. The hotter the water, the better. Cold water, we're basically gently cooking it in this kind of water bath. And if you have cold water, it's not going to cook as good. And now we're going to let that sit for about 40 minutes. I think this one actually took me 45 before it was properly cooked. You just want to watch it because you want it to have a nice jiggly texture, but you also want it to feel kind of firm when you touch it. See? Kind of like this. A little firm, kind of get a little bit of jiggle to it. It's fine. We're now going to pull these off and let them cool in our refrigerator. This cools for anywhere from an hour to 3 days. It's totally fine. Just remember, take it out your refrigerator 30 minutes before you serve it. You want the temperature to normalise a wee bit. Now, to make our caramel sauce. Oh, it's fantastic. Take a cup of sugar, turn the heat up as high as you can. Well, medium high. And we're going to just let it sit. We're going to keep stirring it because we don't want our sugar to burn. But as you see, it starts to clump as it starts cooking. It's melting, you see. And as it melts, it clumps together. I have this sped up 1000%, so don't expect it to take this short amount of time. But it's just such a neat process to watch, isn't it? Don't use a whisk like I used, because you will get your sugar crystals stuck in the little wire bits like I did. And that's absolute rubbish. Alright. Once it has become essentially just a pure slurry, turn your heat off entirely, take it off, put it on a different burner. We are then going to put 6 tablespoons of butter and just melt that in there. Alright? If you don't take it totally off the heat, you are going to get that sugar mixture to solidify and harden, and it's not going to be quite as good. Now, of course, add your cream. I want to say this is a cup of cream. And we are just going to let that blend in. You see that lump? That's what I was talking about, if you let it sit in the heat for too long. So that will melt, and it'll still be delicious. But it's just a wee bit more effort than it needs to be. Now, I did not take my custard out at the right time. So this is a little bit, just a wee bit, too cold. That's why you let it sit for a wee bit. Take your torch. I got this off Amazon. And you're just going to lightly burn the sugar on top. It makes a nice little crust on the top. It's fantastic. It's like cracking glass to get at the delicious pudding underneath. Alright, you can decorate it. I don't know why you eat this. It's really just for a show, for prettiness sake. But you don't need to have strawberries, blueberries, or mint leaves for it. Oh, look at that texture. It's fantastic. This is really good, ladies and gentlemen. The caramel is fantastic. It's delicious. It's not necessary. I just wanted a wee bit of extra. But I really enjoyed this, and I think you will too. Creme Brulee. Have you ever had it? If so, let me know in the description down below. Have you got your own recipe that you want to share with me? Let me hear about it. I'm very curious. Like I said, this came from a barbecue. My friend just brought it. It was fantastic. I love it. I'm going to make this for all my friends now because it shows I'm a better baker than I really am. And frankly, I think you can use it for the same purpose. I'm Ken, and you're watching Celt Can Cook, the Scottish cooking channel that encourages young men and women to have confidence and competence they need to conquer the kitchen. Oh, and I'll be seeing ya.